The cold wind swept across the barren plains of Zurin, carrying a strange silence that felt heavier than the darkness itself. High above, massive ships floated, casting long shadows over the alien landscape. Among them, the great Alpha fleet ruled with power and fear. The Alphas were tall, strong beings, their eyes sharp and cold, always watching, always judging. On the ground, a small figure moved carefully, almost invisible in the vast emptiness. He was a human, tiny and fragile compared to the towering Alphas. His name was Eli. His clothes were torn, and his face was smudged with dirt, but his eyes held a strange light curiosity mixed with quiet strength. "Look at that," a deep voice rumbled behind him. Eli froze as one of the Alphas approached, laughing loudly. "Is that a human? A tiny, weak little thing? How did this pathetic creature get here?" The Alpha's voice was full of mockery. Eli did not answer. He only stared at the ground, breathing hard. Another Alpha stepped forward, his voice sharp and cold. "This human is useless. He cannot even stand in our presence. Why waste time on him?" The leader of the Alpha group, a tall figure with glowing eyes, raised his hand. The laughter stopped. "Wait," he said quietly. "There is something different about this one." The Alphas looked at each other, surprised. The leader continued, "The High Command has sent a message. We must take this human as kin." A murmur ran through the group. One Alpha frowned. "Kin? Why? He is nothing to us." The leader's eyes burned with intensity. "The command is clear. We do not question the High Command." Eli lifted his head, his voice small but steady. "Kin? What do you mean?" The leader looked down at him. "You are no longer just a human. You will become one of us." Eli's heart pounded. He didn't understand. How could this be? He was weak, small, and alone. What did the Alphas see in him? As they moved him toward the great ship, Eli's mind raced. He remembered his home, his family, the life he left behind. Would he ever see them again? Or was this the end of everything? Inside the ship, the walls glowed with strange light. The Alphas watched as Eli was placed in a chamber filled with humming machines. A voice echoed through the room. "You will change. You will become strong. You will be part of us." Eli closed his eyes, feeling a mix of fear and hope. Suddenly, alarms blared. The ship shook violently. Outside, dark shapes moved through the shadows. Rebels, enemies of the LPS. The leader rushed in. "Protect the human. The High Command's orders are clear." Eli felt a surge of power rising inside him. The machines hummed louder, and his body changed. His small hands grew stronger, his eyes sharper. The rebels burst into the chamber. The leader stood firm, holding a weapon. "You will not take him." A fierce battle began, but Eli, no longer weak, fought with a new strength. He moved faster than anyone expected, his tiny frame slipping through the chaos. When the smoke cleared, the leader looked at Eli with respect. "You are truly one of us now." Eli nodded, understanding at last. He was no longer just a little human. He was kin-strong, brave, and ready to face whatever came next. The ship hummed softly as it floated through the endless blackness of space. Eli sat quietly in a small room, his mind swirling with questions. The strange machines had stopped their work, but he could feel a new power inside him, a power he didn't understand yet. A knock came at the door. Eli stood, heart pounding. The door slid open, revealing the Alpha leader. His glowing eyes softened as he looked at Eli. "You have changed," the leader said quietly. "But there is much you do not know," Eli nodded. "Why did the High Command choose me? Why am I important?" The leader smiled faintly. "Because you are different. Humans have a rare strength inside them, even if they look weak. You are small, but your mind is sharp. That is why you are kin now." Eli frowned. "Kin? What does that mean? What do I have to do?" The leader stepped closer. You will train with us. Learn our ways. But more importantly, you will carry a secret that can change everything. Eli's eyes widened. A secret? What secret? Before the leader could answer, the ship shuddered violently. Lights flickered and alarms screamed through the halls. Attack! Someone shouted. Rebels are boarding the ship. The leader's face grew serious. Stay here, he ordered. We will protect you. Eli wanted to argue, but he felt a strange calm inside him. He didn't want to be protected anymore. He wanted to fight. As the door closed, Eli's new strength flared. He moved quickly, slipping out of the room before anyone noticed. The corridors were dark and filled with smoke. He heard voices, shouts in a language he did not understand, and footsteps running toward him. Eli hid behind a metal crate, heart pounding. The first rebel passed by, unaware of the small human watching. He waited until the coast was clear and ran toward the control room. If he could take control of the ship, maybe he could help the Alphas fight back. Inside the control room, the screens showed the rebels closing in. Eli studied the panels. The symbols were strange, but some looked like buttons he had seen before. Come on, he whispered, pressing one. The ship's defenses activated. Lasers shot out, hitting the rebels who tried to board. A voice crackled over the speaker. Intruder. Detected. Find him. Isla's heart jumped. They were looking for him now. He ducked low and ran to the next corridor. Suddenly, a hand grabbed his shoulder. Got you. A rebel growled. Eli twisted and kicked hard. The rebel stumbled back, surprised by Eli's sudden strength. Who are you? The rebel demanded. Eli smiled, a new confidence rising. I'm the one who will stop you. The rebel snarled and lunged, but Eli dodged and ran. He reached a ladder and climbed up to the upper deck. From there, he saw the battle raging below. Alphas and rebels fought fiercely, but the Alphas were losing ground. Eli's mind raced. He had to do something fast. Then he remembered the leader's words. You carry a secret that can change everything. He looked at the ship's main console. Maybe that secret was here. He pressed a panel marked with a glowing symbol. The room filled with light, and a hidden chamber opened. Inside was a small device, pulsing with energy. Eli picked it up. It felt warm, alive. Suddenly, a voice echoed in his mind. You are chosen. Use the power wisely, Eli gasped. The device was speaking to him. At that moment, footsteps approached. The leader appeared, eyes shining with pride. You found it, he said. The heart of the Alpha. With it, we can end this war. Ele looked at the device, then at the leader. How? Do we use it? The leader smiled. Together. You and I can. Eli nodded, feeling a new bond forming. But just then, the ship shook again, more powerful than before. The rebels had found them. The leader grabbed Eli's arm. We must act now. They rushed to the command bridge, the device glowing brighter. With every step, outside the windows, enemy ships surrounded them, ready to strike. The leader raised the device high. Power of the heart, protect us. A wave of energy burst from the device, pushing back the enemy ships. The rebels screamed in frustration as their ships were torn apart by an invisible force. Eli felt the power surging through him. He was no longer just a small human. He was the Alpha's kin, a guardian of their future. As the battle ended, the leader looked at Eli with a serious expression. This is only the beginning. Many will try to stop us, but together we will survive. Eli smiled, ready for whatever came next. The ship floated silently after the fierce battle. The energy from the heart of the Alpha still pulsed in Eli's hand, a steady reminder of the power now inside him. The leader watched Eli closely, his glowing eyes full of hope and caution. We won today, the leader said, but the war is far from over. Eli nodded, feeling the weight of those words. What happens now? What does the High Command want from me? The leader sighed. They believe you hold the key to a new future, one where humans and alphas stand together. But not everyone agrees. Eli frowned. What do you mean? Some in our own ranks see you as a threat. They think bringing a human into our world will weaken us. There are those who will try to stop you. Eli's heart beat faster. How will they stop me? Before the leader could answer, the ship's alarms blared again. Warning. The ship's computer announced. Unknown vessel approaching fast. The leader's expression hardened. Prepare for another attack. Eli felt a surge of fear, but also determination. Let me help. The leader hesitated but nodded. Stay close. In the control room, they watched as a sleek ship appeared on the radar, moving quickly toward them. It's a scout ship, the leader said. They want to spy on us or worse. The scout ship fired a beam that hit the shield, shaking the Alpha ship violently. Shields holding, the leader reported. But we won't last long. Eli clenched his fists. Can I use the heart again? The leader shook his head. It takes time to recharge. But you can try something else. He handed Eli a small device. This will help you connect to our systems. You can learn from them and maybe find a way to fight back. Eli took the device and felt its warmth. He connected it to his wrist. And suddenly, images and information flooded his mind. He saw star maps, enemy positions, even secret messages hidden in code. This is incredible, Eli whispered. I can see everything, the leader nodded. Use this knowledge. Find a way to turn the tide. Eli spent hours studying the data. He noticed a pattern. The rebels always attacked right after the Alpha. Fleet moved into a new system. They're tracking our moves, Eli said. We need to be unpredictable. The leader smiled. Good, you're learning fast. Suddenly, a sharp alarm cut through the room. The scout ship had sent a boarding party. Prepare for close combat, the leader ordered. Eli's new strength surged. I'm ready. The doors opened and enemy soldiers poured in. Eli fought with speed and skill, surprising even himself. Who is this human? One rebel gasped, knocked to the ground. Not just human, Eli said, grabbing the soldiers. Weapon. I am kin. The battle was fierce, but the Alphas and Eli pushed the rebels back. When the last enemy was down, Eli stood panting, his small frame covered in dust but unbroken. The leader approached. You did well, Eli looked at him. But the rebels won't stop. They want the heart, don't they? The leader nodded. Yes, they believe it will give them power to destroy us. Eli's mind raced. We have to protect it and keep moving. The leader smiled, but there was a hint of worry. We will, together. That night, Eli sat alone, the heart glowing softly on the table. He thought of his old life of Earth, of friends and family far away. Why me? He whispered. A soft voice answered inside his mind. Because you are more than you know. Eli looked at the device, feeling a new strength rise. He was small, yes, but inside he was strong. And ready for the battles ahead. The Alpha ship drifted through space, silent except for the steady hum of its engines. Eli sat in the dim light of the command room, the heart of the Alpha glowing faintly on the table before him. His mind was restless, filled with questions and unease. The battles they had fought were only the beginning, and the danger was far from over. A soft knock echoed on the door, and the leader entered. His eyes, still glowing softly, met Eli's with a serious look. We've received a message, he said quietly, from the High Command. They want to meet with you. Eli frowned. Me? Why? I'm just a human. The leader shook his head. You are kin now. Your actions have changed everything. They want to know if you are ready to take on the next step. Eli's heart pounded. What is the next step? Before the leader could answer, the ship shuddered. Alarms blared and red lights flashed. Enemy boarding pods detected. A voice warned, The leader's face darkened. They found us again. Prepare for battle. Eli stood, feeling the power inside. Him grow. I want to help. I want to fight. The leader nodded. Good. You will lead a team to stop the pods before they reach the ship. Eli followed the leader to the armory, where he picked up a light weapon. It felt strange in his hands, but powerful as they moved through the corridors. The tension grew. Lights flickered, and distant explosions shook the ship. Stay close, the leader whispered. The enemy will try to take you alive. Eli's pulse quickened. Why alive? Because you carry the heart of the Alpha, the leader said. They want it, and they want to control it. They reached the docking bay just as the enemy pods began to land. Now, the leader commanded. Eli and his team charged forward. The enemy soldiers poured out, armed and ready. Eli's weapon fired with a sharp sound, and he moved with surprising skill. The soldiers were strong, but he was faster. One enemy soldier lunged at Eli, but he sidestepped and pushed the attacker into a wall. Give up, Eli said, breathless but determined. The soldier snarled. You think you can stop us? The heart belongs to us. Suddenly, another explosion rocked the bay. The ceiling cracked, and debris fell. Get out, the leader shouted. The ship is breaking. Eli grabbed the heart and ran toward the exit, with the leader close behind. Outside, the ship floated damaged but alive. The enemy retreating into the dark void of space. Eli looked at the heart in his hand. This power. It's more than I imagined. The leader placed a hand on his shoulder. It is not just power, it is hope, but with hope comes great danger. Eli nodded. What now? The leader smiled sadly. Now we prepare, because the real war is coming. Eli's eyes burned with new determination. I'm ready. The Alpha ship drifted silently through the dark void of space, its engines humming softly as Eli stood near the glowing heart of the Alpha. The weight of everything pressed heavily on him. The battles, the secrets, and the power inside that small device. Everything felt bigger than he was. He still was just a human, small and fragile in a world ruled by giants. The leader entered the room, eyes bright with determination. We have no time to waste, he said. The High Command has ordered a mission. You must lead a team to the lost world of Viridian. There, an ancient weapon lies hidden, one that could turn the tide of war. Eli swallowed hard. Why me? I'm still learning, the leader smiled gently. Because you see things differently, and the enemy fears what you carry. Suddenly, the ship's alarms blared loudly. Incoming transmission. The computer announced. The screen flickered to life, showing a hooded figure. The voice was cold, filled with hate. Eli, the little human turned Alpha's kin. You think you can change fate? Surrender the heart now, or watch your new friends burn. Eli's fists clenched. We will never surrender. The figure sneered. Then prepare for your destruction. The transmission cut off, leaving an uneasy silence. We must move quickly, the leader said. Viridian is far, and enemies will try to stop us. Eli felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. I'm ready, let's go. As the ship changed course, Eli trained with his new team. They were fierce warriors, skilled and loyal, but wary of the human among them. Eli worked hard to earn their respect. One night, a teammate, Zara, approached him. You don't have to be afraid, she said softly. We believe in you, Eli smiled. Thank you. That means a lot. Days later, as they neared Viridian, strange signals disrupted their communication. The ship's systems flickered. Sabotage, the leader shouted. Find the traitor. Eli joined the search. In the dim corridors, he found a shadow moving quickly. Stop! Eli called out. The figure turned a familiar face. One of their own, silent and cold. The traitor lunged, but Eli dodged and pinned him down. Why? Eli asked, breathing hard. Traitor's eyes were full of hatred. Because the heart belongs to those who understand power, not a human. Eli's heart sank, but he stayed calm. Power is nothing without trust. The ship trembled as it entered Viridian's orbit. Prepare. For landing, the leader ordered. On the surface, the team faced strange ruins and deadly traps. Eli's mind raced as he led them through shadows and silence in the heart of the ruins. They found the weapon, a massive device pulsing with energy. But before they could claim it, the enemy appeared, blocking their path. Give up now, little human, the enemy commander sneered. Or die here. Eli stepped forward, holding the heart. I don't think so. A fierce battle erupted. Eli fought with new strength and courage. The ancient weapon responded to his touch, its power merging with the heart. When the dust settled, the enemy was gone. The leader looked at Eli with pride. You have done well. Together, we will change our fate. Eli gazed at the glowing weapon and then at the stars. This is just the beginning. The ship hummed quietly as it traveled through space, carrying Eli and the Alpha team back from Viridian. The ancient weapon they had claimed now rested safely aboard, its power a quiet pulse beneath their feet. But Eli's mind was far from peaceful. The battles, the betrayals, and the weight of the heart pressed heavily on him. The leader approached Eli, his glowing eyes serious. The weapon is powerful, but unstable. We must be careful. Eli nodded. Can it be controlled? The leader sighed. Only by someone who understands both strength and mercy. Eli looked down at the heart glowing softly on his wrist. Then I have to learn fast. Suddenly, the ship's alarms shattered the silence. Warning, unknown vessel approaching at high speed. Eli's heart raced. Not again. The leader's face darkened. Prepare for combat. They have followed us from Viridian. As the enemy ship closed in, Eli felt a strange energy from the heart. It pulsed faster, as if alive. Can you use it? The leader asked. I'll try, Eli said, focusing on the device. With a sudden burst, a wave of energy shot from the heart, pushing the enemy ship back. Impressive, the leader said, but his voice was tense. But they will come again. Stronger, Eli's thoughts raced. We need to find a way to protect the weapon and ourselves. Late that night, Eli wandered the ship, the heart's glow lighting his path. He heard whispers in his mind, soft but urgent. Trust no one. The voice warned. The danger is closer than you think. Eli froze. Who's there? No answer, only silence. The next day, during a meeting, the leader revealed troubling news. A spy is aboard. Someone feeding information to the enemy. Eli's eyes narrowed. Who? The leader shook his head. We don't know. Eli felt a cold knot in his stomach. I will find them. As he searched the ship, Eli noticed small signs, doors left open, missing supplies, strange messages hidden in code. He followed the clues to a hidden room, where a figure waited. Eli, the figure said calmly. You should not trust the leader. He has his own plans. Eli stepped back. Why betray us? The figure smiled darkly. Because power must be controlled, not given away. Before Eli could react, the figure vanished through a secret exit. Eli ran to the leader. There is a traitor, and they don't trust you. The leader frowned. We must act quickly. Together they set a trap, using false information about the weapon's location. When the traitor took the bait, the ship's guards captured them. Eli looked at the prisoner. It was one of the closest allies. Why? Eli asked softly. The traitor's eyes burned with regret and fear. I was afraid of losing everything. Eli nodded slowly. We all are, but fear cannot control us. With the spy caught, the ship prepared to face the next challenge. Eli held the heart tightly. This is more than a fight for power. It's a fight for trust, the leader smiled. And with trust, we can face anything. As the stars passed outside the windows, Eli felt ready for the battles to come and for the future he would help build. The Alpha ship floated through deep space, its hull marked with scars from past battles. Inside, the crew worked in tense silence. Every step, every whisper carried the weight of what they had been through. Eli sat alone in the training room, the heart of the Alpha glowing faintly against his wrist. It was warm, almost alive, as if sensing the storm ahead. The leader entered quietly. "We have received word from the High Command," he said. "They want us to deliver the ancient weapon to their stronghold." Eli frowned. "That's good, right? They'll protect it." The leader hesitated. "Maybe, or maybe they'll use it in ways we cannot control." Eli studied him. "You don't trust them?" The leader's glowing eyes hardened. "I trust no one with this much power, not even the High Command." Before Eli could answer, the ship's alarm cut through the air. Unidentified vessels. Approaching. Multiple contacts. Eli jumped to his feet. "Rebels?" The leader shook his head slowly. "No, these are Alpha ships." Confusion swept through the crew. Alpha ships never attacked their own. Yet, moments later, the first volley of energy blasts shook the ship. "This is Captain Veras of the Alpha Fleet," a voice boomed over the comms. "Surrender the weapon and the human. Now." Eli's chest tightened. "Why me?" "They think." "The heart belongs to them," the leader said grimly. "They will not stop until they take it." The crew rushed to battle stations. Alith followed the leader to the command bridge, the tension so heavy it was hard to breathe. "Shields at 70%. A crew member reported. "They're targeting our engines," another said. The leader turned to Eli. "We can't outgun them. We need another way." Eli closed his eyes, feeling the steady pulse of the heart. "What if we make them chase us?" "Into a trap?" The leader tilted his head. "Explain." "We lure them into the shadow rift," Eli said quickly. "It's unstable. They won't risk firing there. If we move fast, we can lose them." The leader's mouth curved into a faint smile. "Risky, I like it." The ship dived toward the shadow rift, a dark, twisting region of space filled with shifting debris and strange energy storms. The pursuing Alpha ships followed close behind. Inside the rift, the light dimmed. Strange shadows danced across the bridge, and the sensors went wild. The enemy hesitated, their formation breaking slightly. "Now," Eli whispered. The leader gave the order, and the ship released a wave of decoy drones. On the sensors, they looked like multiple copies of their ship. The enemy fired at the wrong targets. Suddenly, the rift came alive. Massive bursts of energy ripped through space, striking the enemy fleet. Ships exploded one after another, the darkness swallowing them whole. Only one enemy ship remained. It turned and fled, vanishing into the black void. The bridge fell silent. The crew looked at Eli with new respect. "That was unexpected," Zara said with a faint smile. Eli exhaled, his body shaking. "It worked." The leader placed a heavy hand on his shoulder. "You've saved us again. But the High Command will not be pleased that we destroyed Alpha ships." Eli's eyes narrowed. "Then maybe it's time we decide for ourselves who should hold the heart." The leader studied him for a long moment, then nodded. "Perhaps you're right." As the ship left the rift, the stars stretched before them. They were no longer just running from rebels. They were now hunted by their own people. Eli stared into the endless night. "If everyone wants this power, then I have to make sure it's used for the right reason." The leader gave a small, knowing smile. "And that, Eli, is why you were chosen." But deep inside, Eli knew the biggest challenge was yet to come, because the High Command would not stop until they had the heart. The Alpha ship drifted toward the heart of the High Command's territory. Eli stood on the bridge, the glowing heart of the Alpha wrapped tightly around his wrist. Every moment brought him closer to the truth, and the final battle, the leader's voice broke the silence. "We must be careful. The High Command expects us, and they are prepared to use everything against us. Eli nodded. I'm ready. No more running. Suddenly, the ship shuddered violently. Enemy ships closing in. A crew member shouted. Eli's eyes darted to the screen. It's a trap. Prepare for boarding, the leader ordered as. The enemy stormed the ship. Eli felt the power inside the heart surge. It was no longer just energy, it was a voice, a presence. You must become one with me, it whispered in his mind. Eli clenched his fists. I'm ready. The battle raged through the corridors. Eli moved with speed and strength unlike before, his body responding to the heart's power. Enemy fighters fell one by one. In the command room, the leader faced the enemy captain. Why? Do you hunt your own? He demanded. The captain sneered. Because the heart belongs to the worthy. Not a human. Eli arrived, breathless but fierce. I'm more worthy than you think. Suddenly, the heart flared, and a wave of light swept through the room. The enemy soldiers froze, their weapons falling silent. The leader stared in shock. The heart that chooses. Eli's voice was calm but strong. It chose me because I fight for all of us, not for power, but for peace. The enemy captain dropped to his knees, eyes wide with fear. No. This can't be. The heart pulsed once more, and then the voice inside Eli's mind spoke clearly. The true power is not control, it is unity. The ship's systems shifted. Screens showed messages from the high command orders to cease fire. The conflict was ending. Eli turned to the leader. We have a chance to change everything, the leader smiled. Together. As peace settled over the stars, Eli realized the greatest battle was not against enemies, but within himself. The heart had tested him, and he had chosen hope over hate. The stars shone brighter than before, and Eli knew the future was theirs to shape, not as rulers or slaves, but as kin.